Welcome to the GPLama YouTube channel, where today Garmin have announced a long overdue refresh to their very popular Varia radar rear light device. This device is so long overdue, we are all amazed at how long Garmin have been able to keep a micro USB device on the shelf on one of their best selling cycling products. Oh yeah, no, it's not just you, it is upside down. So the RTL 515 is the gold standard when it comes to cycling radars, and it's something that I use to compare the performance of all other radars too. I'm hoping to see the Varia 820 set a new standard, but the word standard might not be the right one to use, and I'll get to why a little later in the video. Jumping straight into what's new with the 820, yeah, it's upside down. The light is on the bottom of this unit. It has USB-C charging, not the first Varia radar to have this, but good to see USB-C on this unit. It has a longer detection range, 174 meters, up from 140 meters. It has longer battery runtime. It has a brighter light in all modes, except Peloton, that remains at 8 lumens. It has same speed vehicle detection, with a technical footnote I'll dive into. It has a wider detection beam, or radar field of view, of 60 degrees. It has vehicle size detection, a brake-like function, new mounting hardware with the same quarter-turn mount, a replaceable battery due to EU regulations. It tips the scales at 90 grams, up from 71 grams on the 515, and it comes with a new price. Yes, I know, welcome to 2026. In the US, it comes in at $300, here in Australia, $470, and in the UK, $259, or pounds, you guys use. Now, along with the new features, a lot remains the same. ANT+ radar, ANT+ light support, and Varia mobile app support, which is hands down the best radar companion app for alerts via your mobile phone through to any headphones you may be using at the time. Now, it's worth noting off the bat that there are two different user experiences with this radar depending on the bike computer that you're using. A lot of the hero features with this you'll see promoted require you to have a Garmin Edge X40 or X50 bike computer. Similar to the new Garmin Rally Power Meter pedals, we're seeing Garmin add additional features that are available only to those within their ecosystem and with later model hardware. Likely reasons for this is the ANT+ device profiles are no longer being updated to support newer products, the Bluetooth SIG not moving fast enough for anything to do with bike tech, and new regulations requiring the use of secure protocols. The results, a fast track towards non-standard proprietary vendor-locked protocols, resulting in reduced interoperability and ultimately less consumer choice. Oh yeah, a whole topic for another day, but that gives you some context on what's occurring with a lot of this new bike tech. All right, let's get back on track with the Varia RearVUE 820. Now, the longer detection range, 174 meters, that's welcomed. Look, greater than 140 meters is claimed by a lot of radar manufacturers, but it's rarely observed. Thankfully, we have tools such as My Bike Radar Traffic to report and record detection distances, so we have objective data to review and determine the true performance of these products. More distance should be a good improvement for this Varia radar. Longer battery runtime, again, a welcome addition, almost double in the two modes that I use, 10 hours solid, 15 hours in Peloton mode, up from 6 hours solid and 8 hours Peloton mode on the 515. Now, given the short battery life of these things, cycle counts tick up very, very quickly. As such, battery life over a number of years isn't great. I'm getting around 3 hours in Peloton mode, well, hang on, right way up, on my 515. Look, a longer battery life on these units from the get-go means it takes longer to tick up those charge cycles, which is a good thing over the life of the product. Another win is a replaceable battery on the 820. It has screws on the back, very similar to the new Sigma Ricoh radar. The wider detection beam, or radar field of view, is an interesting one. The technical specifications of the 515 was 40 degrees. Now, this was later corrected by contacts at Garmin as being 55 degrees. The Varia RearVUE 820 is 60 degrees, so under the hood, not a lot wider, but wider isn't necessarily better. Trek went the other way with the narrower radar field of view on their car back radar, which introduced other issues. Wider isn't great because it will start picking off things that aren't anywhere near close to passing you. Too narrow, and it becomes troublesome on windy roads. In my experience to date with a lot of radars, 40 to 50 degrees beam width is an ideal sweet spot. Another new feature, same speed vehicle detection. Now, this comes with a footnote in the technical specifications. Look, existing radars detect things moving towards you, not things moving with you. This is a limitation of the technology in use. As such, there's sometimes confusion around how a radar should perform. Now, Garmin claim the 820 will detect things moving with you, but the footnote says, same speed tracking is limited or unavailable at slower speeds. Or when a radar cannot detect the road due to snow, ice, heavy rain, or other obstructions or incorrect device mounting. Now, slower speeds is usually when you encounter vehicles moving at the same speed as you. My concern here is if this feature is inconsistent in its detection, it could lead to issues out on the road. Look, stay tuned when I've got more time to play with this in traffic. Next up, advanced vehicle tracking, a feature only available with this unit on the Edge X40, X50 and with the Varia app. This allows you to see alerts for small, medium and large vehicles and see when a vehicle changes lanes along with its threat level. Now that's a lot of information to take in on a small screen in traffic when you're riding a bike. I've tried the same feature on the Trek Carback radar and it's just too much information to be of any use. The simplicity of current radar alerts, being visual and audible, is why they're so useful. A threat, yes or no, is all you need to know out in the road. Spending too much time with our eyes on the computer and attention away from the road is not ideal. Metrics on bike computers have to be glance-worthy. E.g. something like wind field, it's just an arrow and a number. You can look down, look up, think about what you've seen and use that information. Trying to distinguish cars and trucks and level of alerts in traffic, I'm not quite sure. I suspect the large overlay with lanes in vehicles to be more of a distraction than anything useful. Thankfully, this is customizable. On non-Garmin Edge X40 and X50 units, for example the Element, Karoo or Brighton units, radar alerts will remain the same as with other radars. You'll still likely get the benefits of longer detection range and possibly same speed detection. So the bike computer that you use will determine the user experience that you have with the Varia RearVUE 820. Deeper down the rabbit hole again, the reason why this is able to distinguish vehicle type is likely due to the new radar frequency in use. The 820 is operating in what looks to be the 60 GHz V-band, which uses a smaller radio wavelength for higher precision and object separation than the 24 GHz band that most other radars are using. So with all these new features, another concern that I have is the tech is moving away from something that's relatively simple and something a lot of people love towards something that requires more configuration, more compatibility checking and watching YouTube videos like this to understand how something works. I've no doubt some people will purchase this new radar with all the fanfare around vehicle size detection, lane positioning, only to find out those features don't work with their non-Garmin bike computer or their Edge 530 or 520. Look, so in my opinion, the Varia RearVUE 820 does not set a new standard for cycling radars due to the Garmin lock-in around the new features. I do, however, hope it sets a new benchmark for radar performance. And yeah, I'm being a little pedantic with the terminology there. Now from here, the RCT 715 with the rear camera will need a refresh with those new features. Hopefully we'll see a new camera on that one too. And the smaller RVR radar-only device will also need a tech boost to match this new radar too. Okay, so that's what's new and my take on a few things to know about the new Varia 820. It's pricey and a lot of it is proprietary. Overall, a welcome addition to the Varia range. Look, I'll do a follow-up hands-on with this unit when I'm able to get it out on my radar test loop, hopefully in the coming days. So with that, stay tuned, hit like, hit subscribe to be across that video, and we'll see you soon.